Have you ever felt like your brain is just, well, absolutely full, even when you haven't really studied or learned anything new?
Oh, definitely.
It's this weird feeling, you know? Like a browser with way too many tabs open, and some are crashing, but you don't know why.
Exactly.
And that's because our minds, kind of like our homes, they just collect clutter constantly. Every day there's this stream of thoughts, images, conversations, worries, even just background noise.
Right. It all piles up.
And if you don't actively clear it out, it just stays crowded. And like the research you brought shows, a crowded mind gets tired, struggles with focus, happiness, even making good decisions.
Yeah. And what's really fascinating here, looking at the stuff you shared, is how doable this idea of mental cleaning actually is for everyone.
Doable? How so?
We're talking about simple daily things to improve your mental clarity. It's not some, abstract thing just for experts. It's about getting to a state of clearness where your thoughts feel organized, easier to handle, and basically under your control. People often think mental strength is just something you have or don't have, or it takes massive effort.
Yeah.
But actually, it's built through these small, everyday habits. How you talk to yourself, how you react, how you process stuff.
So when we talk about cleaning your mind, we're not saying, like, erase memories or ignore problems.
No, not us.
It's more about learning to consciously let go of what's not helping you, right? Think of your mind like valuable space.
Good analogy.
Those old worries or negative thoughts, they're like dusty boxes taking up room. If we want space for new positive things, we got to clear out the old junk first.
Makes sense.
So our mission today is to unpack 5 simple but really powerful habits, all based on the material you gathered for us that you can start using every single day.
And the best part?
No money needed, no special tools, just, attention and a bit of time.
And while we do this, you'll naturally pick up some useful terms, things like cognitive load or self-talk algorithms, maybe even limbic resonance. We'll touch on the why behind these practices.
Okay.
But the main thing we want you to get from this deep dive is that you really can choose your thoughts. And by choosing mindfully, you genuinely get more peace, better focus, and more strength in your daily life. It's a choice, moment by moment.
All right, let's get into that first habit then. Silence. In a world that's just constantly buzzing phones, traffic, social media, endless stuff to watch or listen to, silence feels, well, rare, almost like a luxury.
It really does.
Does your mind ever feel like a machine just constantly taking things in with no real break, leading to that cognitive fatigue you mentioned?
Absolutely. Our brains, they just weren't built for this constant barrage of information, no breaks.
Right.
That's why this idea of a mental pause is so important. It's a conscious, intentional decision to just stop. Let your mind rest and reset for a bit.
It's not about sleep then, or being lazy.
No, it's active stillness, if that makes sense. Think of your mind like a glass of water. You keep pouring information and thoughts, worries, notifications.
Eventually it overflows.
Exactly. It overflows. If that's overstimulation, too much input, the brain gets overwhelmed. Silence is like gently pouring some of that water out.
Yeah.
Creating space.
And being intentional means doing it on purpose, making it a choice.
Yes, precisely. It's an active choice for your own well-being, not just something that happens.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? Create that quiet moment when everything's so loud?
Well, one really simple way is the 5-minute quiet reset. Just 5 minutes.
Just 5.
Yeah. Sit in a quiet room, close your eyes, listen to your breath, or maybe take a slow walk. No music, no phone, just quiet.
Uninterrupted quiet.
Right. These simple things give your brain the actual physical space it needs to process and, sort things out. And it's in that stillness, that quiet, you start to actually notice your real thoughts, your inner voice, what's really going on inside without all the external noise.
That makes sense. It's not empty space then.
Right. No, exactly. Silence isn't emptiness. It's where clarity and peace can actually show up. Think of it like hitting refresh on a web page or restarting a computer that's gotten slow and glitchy.
A mental reboot.
Precisely. Just a few minutes of intentional silence daily can lower cortisol, that main stress hormone. That alone can dramatically change how you feel, think, and react.
Okay, so we've made some space. Now, how do we deal with the internal mess? You know, when thoughts are just running in circles, you can't focus, feel blocked, maybe trying to sleep and your mind just won't shut off.
Yes, classic cognitive load and mental clutter. And that's where journaling comes in. It's a really powerful tool.
Journaling, just writing stuff down.
Basically, yeah, getting thoughts and feelings out of your head and onto paper or a screen, whatever works. But the key thing is it doesn't need to be perfect.
Right, not for anyone else.
Exactly. It's a private tool for mental clarity to help you understand what's going on inside. The reason it works so well is, well, think of your mind like a really full closet. If you never take anything out, it just gets chaotic, right? Journaling is like pulling everything out, laying it on the bed, seeing what's really there.
And deciding what to keep and what to get rid of.
Precisely. When you feel overwhelmed, too much going on, writing it down literally reduces that heavy feeling. And you start noticing patterns, too. Themes that keep coming up.
Like realizing you always get stressed about the same thing.
Exactly. And then there's gratitude journaling, deliberately focusing on what you're thankful for.
Yeah.
That actively shifts your brain away from problems towards positivity.
Okay, so how do we start? What are some simple ways?
Well, there are 3 easy methods. First, the brain dump.
Brain dump. Sounds intense.
Maybe a little, but it's just writing down everything in your head. No filter, no judgment. Start with, I feel stressed because, or
Good.
thinking about. Just let it flow. Forget spelling, grammar. Just empty the cache.
Okay, get it all out. What's second?
Second, an emotion tracker. Log how you feel each day. Today I felt anxious because, or today I felt happy when. It helps you spot those emotional patterns we talked about.
See what triggers certain feelings. Got it. And third,
a gratitude list. Simple. Every evening, maybe, write down 3 things you're genuinely thankful for. It can be tiny things.
like a good cup of coffee.
Totally. Or sunshine, a kind word, anything. Doing this consistently actually rewires your brain to notice the good stuff more.
And you said consistency is key, right? Not necessarily doing it every single day.
Absolutely. Even just 2 or 3 times a week makes a huge difference. It's the consistency, making it a regular habit, that counts. It slows you down, helps you untangle thoughts, connect with yourself. It's about honesty, not perfect writing.
Okay, let's go a bit deeper now. That inner voice. The one that's always talking to us.
Yes, the internal monologue.
Yeah, the one that sometimes whispers, I can't do this or I'm not good enough. It's not always loud, but it has a huge impact on how we feel, what we believe about ourselves.
That's a critical point. And a really important habit for mental strength is learning to, rewire that inner voice.
The wire, like changing the wiring in a house.
Sort of. It's about changing the neural pathways in your brain, reshaping how your brain responds, replacing those old negative thought patterns with healthier, more supportive ones.
Because those negative messages aren't always true.
Often they're not. They're just learned mental patterns or what some call cognitive distortions, basically thinking habits. And the great news is habits can be changed.
So this is where positive self-talk fits in.
Exactly. But it's really important to understand this isn't about lying to yourself or pretending bad things aren't happening.
Okay.
It's about speaking to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you'd give a good friend who's struggling. It's about being supportive, not just critical.
Right, like being your own ally.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And there are 3 basic steps to start this rewiring. First, catch the negative thought.
Just notice it.
Yes. Awareness is step 1. You can't change what you don't notice, right? Ask yourself, what did I just say to myself? If it's critical or discouraging, makes you feel less confident, just note it.
Okay, catch it. Then what?
Second, challenge the thought. Ask, is this thought actually true? Is it helpful right now? A lot of negative self-talk is just fear or old programming, not fact.
So if I think I always mess up presentations.
You challenge it. Remember a time you did okay or even well? Question the always.
Got it. And third.
Third, change the message. Replace the old negative one with something more supportive and, frankly, more accurate. Instead of, I'm awful at learning languages, maybe learning languages takes time and I'm making progress every day I practice.
It takes practice, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Repetition is key. Your brain builds new pathways over time. It starts to believe the new message.
And affirmations, are they part of this?
Yes, they can be a powerful tool. Affirmations are short, positive statements you repeat daily. Things like, I am capable, I handle challenges well, I deserve to feel calm. It's like feeding your brain the script you want it to run.
So the inner voice isn't an enemy. It's more like a guide that needs maybe better directions.
That's a great way to put it. It needs training, updated maps. Feed it doubt. It leads you in circles. Feed it encouragement and truth. It leads you forward. It takes time. But every time you catch and change a thought, you clean your mind a bit more. It adds up.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Think about food for the body. Well, the mind needs healthy inputs too, right? All the info, energy, content we take in daily.
Absolutely crucial.
But here's the issue. Most of us are just constantly feeding our brains without really thinking about what we're feeding it. Scrolling, watching, listening, just reacting.
That's a huge point. Input is anything you let into your mind, social media, news, conversations, music, everything, and your brain is processing it using energy, even if you don't realize it.
And too much of the wrong stuff.
Exactly. Too much input, especially if it's negative or, well, toxic, meaning it's emotionally draining or harmful, creates serious mental clutter. It leads to what some research calls attentional residue, like mental junk food. Leaves you tired, distracted, restless.
So simplifying inputs is key. Choosing more mindfully.
Yes, mindfully, with awareness and intention. It cuts down the cognitive load, boosts focus.
So how do we actually do that? Simplify inputs.
Okay, 3 main ways. First, notice what affects you. Pay attention. Ask yourself, how do I actually feel after scrolling Instagram for 20 minutes? Or does reading this news make me feel informed or just anxious?
Become aware of the impact.
Exactly. Noticing how things make you feel is the first step to making better choices. Second, limit low-quality content.
The junk food.
Pretty much. Gossip, drama, constant notifications, endless negative news cycles. They wear you down without adding much value. You don't have to cut it all out. Maybe you just reduce it.
Maybe try that input-free hour you mentioned.
Yeah. No phone, no TV, no talking, just be. It can feel surprisingly refreshing. Like hitting a reset button gives you fresh energy.
Okay, notice the impact. Limit the junk. What's third?
Third, feed your brain on purpose. Once you cut down the noise, intentionally replace it with positive, helpful input. Watch a good documentary, read something useful, listen to inspiring podcasts.
Spend time in nature. Talk to uplifting people.
Perfect examples. Choose things that nourish your mind, not just fill time.
Is there a rule of thumb for this? Like a balance?
Well, one helpful idea is the 80-20 rule for inputs. Aim for maybe 80% positive, helpful, focused content, and 20% for lighter, fun stuff, or just neutral things. Gives you a practical way to manage what comes in. You're the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper of your mind. I like that. Okay, finally, habit 5. This one might surprise some people. The connection between body and mind.
Yes. Often overlooked, but incredibly powerful.
Right. If your mind feels stuck, heavy, maybe overwhelmed, sometimes the fastest way to shift that is actually to just move your body, even a short walk.
Absolutely. I know for me, just standing up and doing a quick stretch when I feel stuck can completely change my perspective.
Why does that work? What's the science?
There's a strong biological reason. When you move, your body releases chemicals like endorphins. These are natural mood boosters. They reduce stress, increase energy.
Feel-good chemical.
Exactly. Movement also boosts something called BDNF, which helps brain cells grow and survive. It literally feeds your brain. All this leads to clearer, calmer thoughts. Think of thoughts like water in a stream.
Okay.
If the water just sits still, it gets stagnant, muddy, right? Movement gets the water flowing smoothly again, thoughts clear up, problems seem smaller. It also directly impacts your nervous system.
How so?
It signals your nervous system to shift out of stress mode, that fight or flight, and into a calmer rest and digest state.
Okay, so simple ways to use movement for this mental reset.
Loads of simple ways. First, walk with awareness. Take a walk. Leave the phone behind. Just look around, feel your feet on the ground, notice sounds, smells, breathe. It's not about exercise. It's about being present. Awareness.
Being mindful while walking. Got it. Wow.
Second, stretch the stress out. Just 5 minutes of simple stretching releases physical tension, that tight feeling in your muscles, and that sends a signal to your brain. Relax. Focus on neck, shoulders, back, where stress often hides.
Good idea. Easy to do anywhere.
Third, use movement as a daily reset. When thoughts feel really stuck, don't just sit there trying to think harder. Get up, move, dance to a song, do some jumping jacks, whatever.
Shake it off, literally.
Exactly. It shifts your emotional state way faster than just thinking about it. It's like a physical reset button for your brain. Feel instantly renewed.
So your body is actually a tool for mental clarity.
It's your best tool. Always available. That physical action tells your nervous system, hey, it's okay. I'm here. I'm in control. You'll often find your best ideas or calmest moments come right after you move. It's a built-in switch for peace.
Wow. Okay, so we've covered 5 really practical habits today, pulling from all that great material you shared. And the big takeaway seems to be that mental strength isn't fixed, right? It's a skill.
Exactly. It's not something you're just born with. It's a skill. And like any skill, it grows with consistent practice of these kinds of habits.
Then what does mental strength really look like in practice?
Well, it means staying relatively calm when things get tough. Choosing how you respond instead of just reacting. Knowing yourself even when things are confusing. And that kind of strength, it really starts small. One thought at a time.
One thought, then another.
Those thoughts build into habits. And the habits shape your mindset, which is just your basic way of thinking, your attitudes, beliefs, mental habits. A strong mindset helps you face challenges without just crumbling.
So let's quickly recap the 5 tools. Silence for mental space.
Right.
Journaling to release thoughts. Positive self-talk to rewire that inner voice.
Be your own ally.
Mindful input to protect your focus.
Be the gatekeeper.
And movement for an emotional reset.
Use your body.
It's like a daily workout for your mental gym.
That's a perfect way to think about it. And to stay consistent, which means doing it regularly, sticking with it.
How do we do that? Make it stick.
Okay, 3 quick tips. First, start small. Seriously small. Don't try all 5 habits tomorrow. Pick one. Just 5 minutes a day. Small steps build big changes over time.
Okay, don't overwhelm yourself.
Exactly. Second, track your progress. Notice how you feel when you use these tools. More patient, focused, calmer. Write it down. Or just acknowledge it mentally. Progress might feel slow, but it's happening.
Acknowledge the wins.
Yes. And third, super important, be kind to yourself. Mental strength isn't about being perfect or never feeling weak. It's also about knowing how to recover, how to get back on track after a tough day or a setback.
So it includes self-compassion.
Absolutely. Give yourself permission to rest. Forgive slip-ups. Talk to yourself like you would a friend. That's part of strength, too.
Okay, that's powerful. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening to take away from this deep dive.
Well, there's this idea, you see it in lots of places, thoughts become words. Words become habits. Habits shape your character. And your character, well, that creates your life.
So it all starts with a thought.
It really does. And just by listening, by engaging with this, you've already started. You've decided to grow, to clean things up mentally. So just keep going. One breath, one page, one kind word to yourself at a time.
The more you clean your mind.
The more space you make. For peace, For purpose, for your own inner power, your strongest self is already there. These tools just help you unlock it.